Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. I was discussing with a friend recently how sometimes church leaders, bishops and others imagine they have an influence and even a certain prestige in contemporary society when they give us their wise and wonderful thoughts. We see this, for example, in the urge so many have to speak about almost every issue under the sun, despite it not being either in their area of expertise or what they should be discussing. Sometimes it seems that some in church leadership would almost rather discuss anything except the gospel. The point my friend was making, though, was that either naively or with a certain lack of awareness or even pomposity, they're unaware that their role in society is no longer what it once was, and often, in fact, their pontifications are greeted either with indifference or even hostility. This point was made, I think, both by Archbishop Charles Chaput, the former Archbishop of Philadelphia, and also in another book I read recently, the name of which I've unfortunately forgotten. Archbishop Chaput, in his excellent book Render unto Caesar, made the point that many in the world of the media, academia, and the so-called ruling classes are not neutral about Orthodox or biblical Christianity or Christians. Chaput said, and I'm quoting him directly, they actually hate us. That might strike some people as a little harsh or extreme. I think he's spot on. And the evidence for it is actually growing. I can say from personal experience in certain encounters I've had with the media that it's true. Think, for example, of the current court case in Finland, a European democracy, where a Lutheran member of parliament, a former cabinet minister, and her Lutheran bishop are on trial for hate speech. What was their terrible crime, you might ask? It was quoting the Bible's teaching on marriage and sexuality. I'm sure you've all heard about that case in the mainstream media. Not. This came to mind recently when I read a wonderful quotation from St. Augustine of Hippo. His world, despite being so far removed from our own, also has a certain contemporary feel. He was watching from Hippo in present-day Algeria Roman civilization crumble. We watch it on the news every evening. Augustine said, and these words are our solid food for meditation this week, that the world has a double attacking strategy against the soldiers of Christ. It flatters to deceive, and it frightens to intimidate. Let our own pleasures not capture us, let the cruelty of others not frighten us, and then the world has been conquered. Did I mention a contemporary feel to his words? The world, in the biblical sense, is all that is against God and his holy will. Jesus in John 15, speaking to his followers, to us, says, "If you were of the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world, and because I chose you out of the world, because of this the world hates you." Poor Jesus would be hauled before the Finnish courts for that. So the world flatters to deceive, and it frightens to intimidate. Perhaps there's not much flattery going on, but the useful idiots for the deceiving flatterers are those in the church who are applauded when they speak about all the world considers important, whatever the latest issue is, but who will carefully avoid the contentious word of Scripture, which cuts more finely than a double-edged sword. The intimidation is all too visible and all around us. Finland's just one example. But it includes all we might call the cancel culture. Fear not. We have been chosen by him who has conquered. So let our pleasures not capture us. Let the cruelty of others not frighten us, and then the world has been conquered. Brethren, rejoice, be perfected, be comforted, be of the same mind, be at peace, and the God of peace and love will be with you.